Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a new video. Today I thought I'd show you some of the signed wrestling DVDs and a video game that I've collected over the years. Just a short video looking at a few of these, just to see what I've got and who it's signed by. So the first one we're going to look at here is from the first DVDs I got signed. Now, I managed to get this DVD randomly on eBay. I think I got it, must have been 10 years ago, something like that. Me and some friends, we'd gone to see Mick Foley in Cardiff. It was the first time going to a Mick Foley comedy show, and Cardiff is a special place for meeting wrestlers, and I'll explain a bit more about that later. But at that show, I got to meet Mick Foley, obviously, and got him to sign this Best of Cactus Jack in ECW DVD. So it's a DVD of his best and most violent moments in ECW. There we go. And just bring it back around again. And there it is. Signed by the man himself, Mick Foley. This is one of many things I've actually got signed by Mick. Maybe I'll show the other things in a later video. But this was one of the first things I ever got signed by Mick, alongside one of his tour posters. So that is my first signed DVD, a Cactus Jack ECW signed DVD, which is very, very cool. Also, as you've seen, or if you have seen my last video, the signed programs video, you would have seen Mick also signed his Hall of Fame ticket for me that I attended, and also Hall of Fame program. So that is DVD number 1. That is Mick Foley. Now, DVD number 2, I actually again bought this online. Now, this was a few years ago. This was after this particular team had left WWE, they had left Impact Wrestling, and they were just on the road back to WWE. I believe it was about a year before both men got rehired by WWE. And this DVD is the new Age Outlaws. So I bought this on their website at the time. This is actually New Age Outlaws. Oh, you didn't know? It's a shoot interview type show, showing clips of what they were getting up to and what they were doing at the time. Had features with Kevin Nash, Sean Waltman, Terry Funk, Roddy Piper, and more. Really fun DVD, really great DVD, and this is signed by both the Road Dogg and Billy Gunn. This is one of the coolest DVDs I own, signed DVDs I own, because I idolised these guys as a tag team growing up. I mean, the New Age Outlaws were incredible. Attitude Era. I got in trouble for writing NAO in Tipex on my science folder and putting the DX suck it on there in Tipex. I actually got detention for that in school because of these guys. Kids don't do it now, but I absolutely idolise these guys, and I've met Billy, I've spoken to Road Dogg as well, and they're fantastic guys, and really, really great to see Billy in AEW and see Road Dogg in WWE. A fantastic DVD. If you can find it out there, do watch it, because they're two of the most entertaining people in wrestling, and well worth a watch. So if you can find it out there, do get that. But this one, it's a massive personal favourite of mine. Such a huge tag team in the Attitude Era and throughout wrestling. I mean, you say the New Age Outlaws to anybody now, they know exactly who you're talking about in wrestling. So these two guys, very, very special, and really, really cool DVD to have and own. Now, the third DVD is one that I think a lot of you will have. A lot of you will have in your collection, and a lot of you would have watched. I mean, this particular DVD I watched time and time again. I purchased this when it was first available, and it was WWE's, I think, best-selling DVD of that time. Might be even best-selling DVD in that ever, I think, possibly, or one of the top-selling ever. And that is ECW, The Rise and Fall of. Now, you can see on the front there, you know who it is. You can see the 5-star. This is signed by Rob Van Dam. Let's bring that a bit closer for you. There you go. Met Rob at a wrestling show in, I believe it was Taunton, about 4 years ago. I believe it was a Pride show, and biggest show I'd have been at, 1,000 people in Taunton. Massive. Never seen that before, and it was it was incredible. I actually filmed that show and was on that show with Rob Van Dam, and he was amazing, lovely guy, and what a fantastic show that was. A great memory to have. He signed for me after the show, and really, really grateful for him doing that. And again, lovely guy as well. I know he's in Impact Wrestling now, doing his thing over there. So the Rise and Fall signed by Rob Van Dam. This is, again, a very, very cool thing to own. And Rob Van Dam's such a huge, huge part of ECW. So the next thing I'm going to show you is something that means a lot to me. Now, there is a story that goes with this. I'm a huge fan of Roddy Piper. Roddy Piper was the first kind of bad guy I really liked. I remember him just being so good on that microphone, not knowing at the time, but you know, his verbiage, the way he spoke, the way he came across, what he did, it was just fantastic. And I've always wanted to meet Roddy Piper. It was one of my dreams to meet Roddy Piper, and I got to do that in 2000. I believe it was 2014. I met Roddy in July, and it was in Cardiff again, at the same place where I'd met Mick Foley a few years before. And Roddy Piper was such an awesome guy. We actually saw him outside beforehand. He was up at a balcony, and I've actually got a picture of Roddy giving me this while he's looking down from the balcony. And me and my friend Matt, we went in, and we queued up, and we're waiting in queue, and I bought 2 Hot Rod t-shirts, which I may show you one of them in another video. I do actually have a signed Roddy Piper Hot Rod shirt, and I have one that's plain, which is for me to wear around, and he signed that for me, but also he also signed this DVD, Born to Controversy, Roddy Piper. Again, awesome DVDs, incredible life that this man lived. I mean, there's nothing more I can say. I mean, what he went through to get into wrestling, what he went through in his life even before wrestling. I mean, God, I mean, he went through so much. And Roddy Piper to become one of the biggest stars in professional wrestling on that WrestleMania 1 stage with Hulk Hogan. I mean, it was huge. It was absolutely massive. So this means the absolute world to me. If I zoom it in, you might be able to see it a little bit better there. There it is, signed by Roddy in Cardiff. Yeah. So the show, he did a live show actually following the signing, and we got to see Roddy live and talk about a lot of his wrestling memories. And it was really cool just to be able to sit there and listen to Roddy talk about wrestling. And the most important thing for me was when I met him, I got to tell him he was the best bad guy I'd ever seen, and I got a laugh out of him. So that'll forever stay with me. That's one of the very special DVDs in my collection. Now, the last thing I'm going to show you is not actually a DVD. Not a DVD at all. It's a signed game. So how this came about, again, friend of ours, Matt, he managed to get through his company he worked for at the time some meet and greet passes for a show again in Cardiff, but this was at the Cardiff International Arena, and it was myself, my brother, Michael, I think it was Adam and Matt, and we all went to, I think it was a SmackDown show that was being done in Cardiff. And we went to this meet and greet. Now, with this meet and greet, we didn't know who was turning up. We didn't know who was there. We didn't know anything, really. So this was, I think it would have been 2012, maybe 2013, possibly at that time. And we got, myself and my brother, both got signed by Oksana, if that's what I remember saying her name, Oksana, one of the former WWE divas. She was at the meet and greet. She signed this, and also the other person that signed this, The Big Show. So The Big Show and Oksana, if you can see on camera there, make sure you can see those. You can see Oksana's is over here. So Oksana's is kind of where my finger is there, and then The Big Show's is up here. It was a very formal meet and greet, very formal. It was the first and only ever WWE meet and greet I did. very formal, a lot of security, as you'd imagine. They had to examine the item first. They took the cover out of the casing. They looked through the whole box. You had to stand to one side, but they did all this. It was extremely formal. And I know they do it for safety reasons, but I've never been in such a formal meet and greet. And Oksana was quite quiet. She was lovely, but quite quiet. I seem to remember the meet and greet. Big Show, however, it was like in awe of him. He's such a big guy. And maybe I can pop a picture in here in when I edit this, just so you can see a picture here. That actually made it onto WWE.com. That is my one claim to fame. I got onto WWE.com with this picture. So that obviously that picture got onto there, which was really cool for me. But Big Show, going back to Big Show, he was such a lovely guy. So he was really jolly, really happy, and I was frightened to ask him anything, really. But it was funny, that morning, me and my brother, Michael, had just been watching WCW with the monster trucks with him and Hulk Hogan. So it's so bizarre that he would be the guy that we'd end up meeting that day, because we obviously didn't know who we were meeting. So I said to him, "Oh, this morning, me and my brother, we were just watching you on the monster trucks and Hulk Hogan in WCW." And he kind of looked and he sort of stopped for a moment, and I thought, "Oh my God, what have I said?" Like, oh my God, I've just pissed off the Big Show. He's going to kill me. And the Big Show stopped. He smiled. He looked at me and went, "Oh my God, yes, I remember that." And he just started talking to me, and he was talking about how he was young. I think he said he was like 19 years old, and it was freezing cold, and how it was ridiculous that they had him go off the side of the building, and they had these big mats and all this stuff. And it was just, it was amazing. It was so cool to hear such a huge star in wrestling talk so passionately about the wrestling that he was in and what he loved. And that was really cool to me, that he was still so passionate, even though at the top of the business, to see a guy like the Big Show be so passionate and so excited about talking about his history and what he did in the business. That was amazing to me. And it was amazing meeting the Big Show. If you ever get a chance, do take the opportunity, because he is a cracking character and a really lovely man. So, signed by Oksana, former WWE diva and WWE legend, soon to be, I would have thought, WWE Hall of Famer, the Big Show. So that is a little bit of my collection there. That is some signed DVDs and an Xbox game. There are lots of other bits and pieces that I might show you in the future. I've got some signed shirts. I've got some stuff that was given to me. I've got lots of signed promos, which I think will be another video, might be the next video, some promo pictures to show you some of those. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed looking at those. Like I said, it was only really sort of 5 DVDs out of a collection. There's plenty more over there, which you can't see on camera because it's a complete and utter mess. Really hope you've enjoyed that. If you did, please give me a like, give me a comment, give me a subscribe. And if you don't, that's fine too. Just say, like I said, I'm not the boss of you. Please do it if you'd like to. But by the way, I'm nowhere am I forcing you to. Everyone, thank you so much for watching. Hope you've really enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.